41 and Syracuse 48. It has been an outstanding performance by Billy Owens of the Syracuse Orangemen, who has 15 points. But a scrappy Minnesota ball club has hung in there.
And Greg, that pretty much exemplifies what's happened. Is just that Minnesota is just scrapped out here. They've had various people come up big for them. Bob Martin's come off the bench, played well. Newberg's got a good second half, and Coffey played a great first half. So they've got a lot of people pitching in for Minnesota, and that's where they got this lead.
Clem Haskins, Minnesota coach, didn't think much of that last three-point attempt by Willie Burton. Coleman doesn't get the bounce. Followed by Owens, doesn't go. Thompson has it. Beautiful shot by Stephen Thompson.
Well, we talked about it. The offensive rebounds have been the thing that has really hurt Minnesota and obviously helped Syracuse. Minnesota not blocking out. They're going straight up to get rebounds. And if you do that with Syracuse, they'll out-jump you.
51-50, Gophers by 1. Working on the zone, Coffey inside. That's an offensive foul on Coffey. As Coffey draws his third personal foul, you see what a job Minnesota has been doing from the floor in the second half. Although Billy Owens continues to hold his own for Syracuse with 15 points.
Yeah, Minnesota's been able to do that, Greg, as you know, primarily because they've been able to push the ball up the court and get some turnovers and then take advantage of it.
Winner of this game plays the winner of game 2 later on this evening here in the Dome. Georgia Tech against Michigan State. 12:50 to play, second half.
This is a mismatch they've got to start taking advantage of. Derek Coleman's got to get into the game offensively.
Foul is on Newbern. And that'll send Coleman to the line. That's 2 on Newbern.
Newbern really had it going. I mean, he made some outstanding plays. What he's been told by Richard Coffey is to back off his shooter, back off with the play. Because if it's Stevie Thompson making a pass, you want him to shoot a jump shot. Then you can back in. Richard Coffey can play behind Derek Coleman, and then you can help keep the ball from going inside the Coleman, because Coleman's got too much offense in there.
Bob Martin comes out of the game. He's replaced by Jim Shikenjansky, 6'9" senior from Rockton, Illinois. Coleman made 1 out of 2, and we have a tie game at 51. Newbern, double team, lost the ball. Good pressure, but then the Orange throw it away. Lynch, good pass down low for Shikenjansky, who has no place to go. And they lost it out of bounds. And what a tumble taken on the far side.
Well, he's all the way off it, and they're trying to help him up. He just ran over a couple riders. But everybody seems to be all right. But that's Richard Coffey.
And I'm telling you, you're looking at a guy who's 6'6", 210 pounds, who used to be a paratrooper in the Army, and that may be one of his shorter jumps.
Yeah, well, he's taken a fall or two and been able to help himself. Right here, Shikenjansky had the right idea, but the defense came and helped out. And what I saw Richard Coffey go after this, but what disappointed me was I watched Melvin Newberg watch Richard Coffey go for the ball, and Newberg had a better angle.
Lob inside, good defensive play by Lynch, and here comes Minnesota 2-on-1, and the lob for Shikenjansky, and he tracks it down.
I said no, because that's the same play we talked about again. You don't throw the ball up to guys 6'10" running like that.
Here comes Syracuse. We're still tied at 61. Thompson for Ellis, and that'll be a foul on Walter Bond.
That's the kind of tempo that you don't want if you're Walter Bond and the Golden Gophers. That up and down, Syracuse has players that can do a lot of good things. If they miss shots, they've been able to put them back in like they did in the first half.
Quinn, I was thinking, you've heard about sliding on defense. If Richard Coffey comes this way, it's exactly what you're going to see me do, slide away from it. Syracuse now 4 out of 12 from the free throw line in this game. Again, unusual for a team that has been hitting 80% of its free throws so far in the tournament, but look at Coleman control that rebound.
I mean, he's right over the top of Willie Burton.
Three-pointer puts Syracuse up 54-51. Coleman has 13.
I mean, great. Literally, Willie Burton had him blocked out. Derek Coleman just took his hand and just tipped the ball in the air, controlled it out to himself for that three-pointer.
Syracuse has scored the last 8 points. Inside, Burton.
That's good patience on the part of Minnesota. That's the one thing that they have a lot of patience. They'll get the shots, but they've got to do a better job blocking out on the offensive glass.
Syracuse has done a good job of bottling up Willie Burton, who has just 7 points so far tonight. Pass taken away. Up ahead for Lynch. Well, Tony Scott went up through the bottom of the net to try to block that one.
Try to get it any way you can, but that's not legal.
55-54, Minnesota with the lead, 10:50 to play in the game. Clem Haskins says, we're looking good right now.
Finally, one long-distance company gives you late-night rates starting at 5 instead of waiting till 10. Introducing Sprint Plus. Lower rates than AT&T around the clock. The lowest rates available after 5. Call now. We'll even switch you for free. Sprint Plus. Late-night rates when you can really use them.
It's Monday morning in Ford County.
That full-size Chevy pickup sure has a more advanced design than Ford.
Now that you mention it, the lines do remind me of modern neoclassic sculpture.
I see a lot of Bauhaus influence.
The understated simplicity even contributes to greater fuel efficiency.
Form follows function.
High fuel efficiency. No wonder people from Ford prefer Chevy trucks. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
Barbasol Gel gives you a super close shave like the other gel, but at a great Barbasol price.
Your Barbasol Gel, sir. Your change, sir.
Barbasol Gel. No wonder it appeals to the rich.
If you find that 2 hours of mowing your lawn feels like this, test drive the new Honda Hydrostatic Transmission Lawn Tractor and put the old tractor out to pasture.
Welcome back to New Orleans, everyone, the Louisiana Superdome. In the East semis yesterday in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Tate George's shot at the buzzer lifted UConn over Clemson, and Duke handled UCLA. So that pits Duke against the University of Connecticut tomorrow. The winner advances to Denver. And that begins at 1:40 Eastern Time, game 1 of a doubleheader here on CBS.
That'll be a good test for Bobby Hurley, you know, the young player at Duke, to be able to handle that Connecticut press. He'll find out exactly what he's learned under Mike Krzyzewski. That time Willie Burton just kicked the ball out of bounds. Did not kick it out of bounds, but he kicked it. But you see there in a 1-2-2 press, they got everybody up.
Syracuse, no problem getting the ball over half court.
Michael Edwards is back in the game. A little more ball handling in there now.
Edwards has the open shot.
Now that makes this game entirely different. Once he makes that shot, now you got to guard him. And he's quick enough to get around and make some things happen. That's a good sign for Jimmy Boeheim's crew.
Syracuse by 2 with 10:20 to play in the game.
This is the zone that Syracuse is playing is a way to protect Edwards as well.
Lynch three-pointer is good. So the Gophers come right back with an answer. And Clem Haskins would love to see his junior guard begin to light it up.
So Minnesota has a lot of answers to your problems that you present to. But as we talked about at the top of the show, just not very many people know a whole lot about them. And that can work to your advantage, because that means you haven't been scouted as often, too.
Billy Owens, three-pointer. How do you like riding this seesaw? Syracuse has been doing a pretty good job over the last several minutes. That one out of bounds.
It'll be Minnesota's ball.
9:25 to play. Syracuse by 2. Underneath, Willie Burton. And he was fouled. Boy, Burton got good, quick position down low.
He just lulled Derek Coleman to sleep and got what you normally don't see a lot of. It's just stepped right into the basket, got the ball, and got Derek Coleman fouled.
That's 3 on Coleman. Kevin Lynch, three-pointer. And he's hit 2 straight.
We talked about him at the top, early in the game, and he's a player.
12 points for Lynch. Minnesota by 1.
This is where they've got to get the basketball. Derek Coleman.
And Coleman just tossing the ball at Bob Martin, just threw a technical. Coleman was bumped from behind, and from here, I would say, Quinn, he overreacted.
There's no question. I don't care what anybody did to you. You don't have to throw the basketball at him. Derek Coleman has shown such good improvement. For him to do this is just absolutely unnecessary. You see right here that Martin is there, and it looks to me like Derek Coleman initiated everything. He not only threw the ball, but he threw an elbow as well.
Here's another look.
Right there, he's got position. And he just comes over and he fell backwards. I don't think Bob Martin meant to do anything. But you can't afford to lose your cool here. This is a tight game. And right here, Derek Coleman gets a technical foul. And not a wise choice at all.
What Derek Coleman has to do here is settle down.
Yeah, he does have to settle down, but it'll be interesting to see here. We got 9:06 to go. Does he get himself into the game by getting down on the block, calling for the ball, making some things happen? That's the only thing worthwhile in a game like this. Getting technicals aren't worthwhile at all.
I don't think he gets a free throw here. Is Syracuse in the bonus situation already? Yes, they are. They are in the bonus situation, but Coleman missed the free throw.
Now, what they're talking about, that he was not taking a shot. This is a 1-and-1. That's right. Exactly right. He wasn't shooting.
And now we'll come to the other end, and Willie Burton, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, will shoot the tee.
Well, this will be a nice point to just for us to watch, to see how Syracuse reacts to this, because they basically given away probably potentially 5 points. They missed the free throw. If Willie Burton makes these 2 foul shots, they also get the ball. This young man's got a good future at the next level.
Minnesota by 2, 62-60, and the Gophers have the basketball. Cross-court pass for Lynch.
You see right away in that man-to-man situation, they try to take advantage of Michael Edwards. He's too small to guard. Lynch again, showing his ability.
They did just that. 14 points for Lynch. 4-point Minnesota lead. 8 minutes and 51 seconds to play. Gophers in the man-to-man. Edwards. Good move by Edwards.
Yeah, see, he made that first jump shot, and they also, either Newberg or Lynch, both of them are much too big to try to guard Edwards. Now you got to come out after him, and you see what happens then. He takes it to the basket.
Steal by Thompson. Martin recovers. It is Ellis's duty to guard Martin down low. And there is a foul on Billy Owens. Loyola Marymount by 2. And we know how hot they were last weekend in Long Beach. Quinn, you and I were there. They were hitting better than a 2 of 12 clip from three-point land.
Yeah, you know what part of what happens is they're not in their rhythm. Obviously, they're playing more to the tempo of Alabama, and it makes a big difference when you're shooting the ball in somebody else's rhythm.
Boy, 2 out of 12. Jeff Pryor was 11 of 15 against Michigan alone.
Well, I guarantee you, just because they're 2 out of 12 doesn't mean they will stop taking them. They will continue taking the shot.
Lynch. Inside, Kevin Lynch on a tear, and Minnesota leads at 66-62.
LaRon Ellis has got to stand up there and make Kevin Lynch eat that. He's 6'10", the guy's driving at him. I'm all for taking charge, but there's opportunities to block a shot. You got to take them.
Lob didn't work. Loose ball recovered by Syracuse. Coleman for three. And Lynch has it. Coleman hits the deck. Lynch for Burton. And that'll be an offensive foul.
Well, LaRon Ellis got a foul on Willie Burton. That's his fourth, too. That's going to hurt Minnesota. Boy, you don't want to get him in foul trouble.
We'll take a timeout with 7:43 to play here in the game. It's Minnesota by 4.
You've been staring out there all day. What are you doing?
Trying to figure out which computer is the most powerful.
Well, that's easy. The one with the most memory, megahertz, MIPS, you know.
No, I don't think so.
There we go.
I think the most powerful computer is the one that people actually use.
Macintosh has the power to change the way you look at computers.
That's not really a fair comparison. People like using the Mac.
When you were 21, yeah, we drank a toast to it.
Yeah.
We can't do that. When you were 30, you could boast of it. Now you're 40. Look at that. See? So make the most of it.
Well, isn't that clever?
Listen. Seems like only yesterday you were single, sweating through your engineering finals and driving hot cars. Today you got a new baby, a new home, your first real job, and you're driving a Chevy Corsica. Just because you got a family doesn't mean you got to settle down.
The heartbeat of America.
The cars more Americans depend on.
That's today's Chevrolet.
I'm Connie Chung. Marlon Brando, he's up for another Oscar, his 8th nomination. He might not show up at the awards, but you can see him with us this Saturday night.
Back in the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans for Southeast Regional action. Greg Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner. We have 7:43 to play in the game. Minnesota leads Syracuse 66-62. Minnesota is hitting 75% from the floor in the second half, and Kevin Lynch has caught fire after just a 2-point first half. He now has 16 for the game, 14 of them here in the half, and 7 of 10 from the floor.
Well, this is a critical point for Minnesota because they now have to play without Willie Burton, their leading scorer. He hadn't done much in the game, but his presence has gotten people like Lynch open. So now they have to find some other ways to get offense and a way to stop this guy, Derek Coleman.
Coleman double-teamed, and Martin leaned into him and drew the foul.
Martin can't guard Coleman, so Minnesota's trying to run 2 people at him as much as they can, but Coleman is eventually going to pop loose here and start scoring some points for Syracuse.
Coleman will shoot 2. A 13-point, 10-rebound night for Derek so far. And the Syracuse troubles at the line continue. Out of bounds to the Orange.
Well, you know, the officials are doing a good job of really letting people play here, because I've seen a lot of little tic-tacs on their hands, and the ball may go out every now and then, but I like the fact that they're letting the kids, you know, decide this game.
Tic-tac hoop talk?
Yes.
Edwards' 3-point bomb doesn't fall. And going to the floor, traveling violation on Walter Bond.
That's a good call. What he's trying to say is that Billy Owens was behind him and moved just as he came down and trying to get a foul call. The official made a good no call on that. Unfortunately, if you fall on the floor, anytime you do that with the ball, they'll call travel.
Tony Scott into the game for LaRon Ellis.
LaRon wasn't getting it done. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't playing very good defense, got a charge. But Tony Scott will start sticking some jump shots for him.
Owens misses that one. Thompson with the rebound and back up top to Edwards, who will take it. And Bond chases this one down. And steps on the line.
Now, Edwards is starting to take shots he doesn't need to take. I mean, the one he took there was close to an NBA three-pointer. He had a chance to take a dribble to take a much better shot. But the real problem for Minnesota is that they have not, in the last two opportunities, come up with the basketball, so they're still not doing the job they need to do to block out.
Exactly. Syracuse has missed its last 5 shots, and Minnesota hasn't been able to capitalize. Scott for 3. It won't last forever.
But if you get to shoot at it enough, you got to figure one of them will go in.
Minnesota's lead is 1. Bond looking for room on the baseline and then back outside to Coffey.
They've gone back to man-to-man, Syracuse has.
And this is a tough assignment for Edwards to guard Lynch.
As long as Lynch is standing out there dribbling the ball, it's to Edwards' advantage. But if you get Lynch down on the block, he clearly has an advantage over Edwards.
Whistle blows. That basket will not count. Foul looks to be on Stephen Thompson, and it is. That's his first. Alabama with the lead over Loyola Marymount. Plenty of time remaining in Oakland. Along the baseline, good move, Walter Bond.
Backside of the press, of the zone, I'm sorry.
Minnesota by 3 as we approach 6 minutes for the game.
Minnesota having trouble guarding Coleman, so they go into his zone.
Owens with the follow doesn't go. Coleman. That is before the shot. And a foul looks to be on Bond. This will not be a 2-shot foul. It'll be a 1-and-1.
Walter Bond has not put a body on Derek Coleman, and that time he got called for the foul. Willie Burton's going to come back in the game because at this point with 6 minutes to go, a little under 6 minutes to go, what they've decided to do for Minnesota is got to get my start back in the game. It doesn't do me any good on the bench, so you get him back in and take your chances with him.
Coleman 1 for 6 from the line tonight. 2 for 7.
Well, if you're a Syracuse fan, you got to know that'll come back in his favor.
Syracuse only shooting 31% from the free throw line tonight, and that goes up a notch.
Good find.
Up ahead is Newburn.
The defense of Syracuse fell asleep, and Richard Coffey called it. They had a little high sign between Newburn and Coffey. Syracuse got to do a better job getting back.
Minnesota back to the 3-point lead. Minnesota has hit its last 5 shots from the floor. Owens, 3. Around and out. Coleman, another rebound. And Owens, good behind the back pass for Ellis, who is blocked and follows up.
Offensive rebound. We talked about it.
Newburn down court by himself, and Lynch will slow it down. 70-69 as we approach 5 minutes of play in the game.
I expected to see Minnesota do a lot more of this, try to run the clock down to get 15 seconds or so, and that time that they tried to run it down, they got a foul here on Scott.
Foul call. Let's take it back down to the other end in this Billy Owens.
Well, Billy Owens has got so much ability. He goes to the basket, sees the defense collapsing on him, and gets it to LeRon Ellis, who doesn't get it in the first time, but he stays after.